Did you know that Africa has produced some of the world's most powerful diplomats who have negotiated Africa's place on the map, who have signed peace deals, and even shaped history? My name is Fatia Mohammed Noor, and in this new series, Giants of African Diplomacy, let's talk about diplomats in Africa who have shaped the continent. And in this first episode, let's talk about Kofi Annan. So Kofi Annan was the 7th Secretary General of the United Nations. He was the first Black African to be the Secretary General of the United Nations. He also won a Nobel Peace Prize together with the United Nations. So basically, he was a co-recipient of the Nobel Peace Prize in 2001. But to get to know him a little bit better, let's go back in his early years. So Kofi Annan was born in 1938 in Kumasi, Gold Coast, which is present-day Ghana. He studied most of his early years in Ghana, but also moved to the United States to earn his bachelor's degree in economics and then later his master's degree also in the United States. See, one would call him a career diplomat. He started his career with the United Nations in 1962 when he was a budget officer for World Health Organization in Geneva. But then he briefly returned to Ghana, where he was the director for tourism between 1974 to 1976. Then in 1993, he became the Undersecretary General for Peacekeeping Operations, a role he was proud of, but it did come with some challenges. We'll get to that. Of course, a key moment in his life is when he became the Secretary General of the United Nations. Now, one of the major achievements of Kofi Annan was in Kenya during the 2007-2008 post-election violence, where he brokered a peace deal between the government and the opposition. That was a major achievement for Kofi Annan and even Kenya as a country. Another thing Kofi Annan was proud of is his constant fight against poverty and combating HIV and AIDS in Africa. One of the most challenging times for Kofi Annan as the Secretary General was during the 9/11 US attacks, the terror attacks that happened in the United States. This threatened global security. Kofi Annan was also heavily criticized when it came to the handling of the Rwanda genocide, how the UN handled the Rwanda genocide at the time, and also the Srebrenica massacre that happened where over 8,000 people were killed. Kofi Annan also joined other missions to deal with crises happening around the world like Syria and the Rohingya crisis. Apart from the Nobel Peace Prize, Kofi Annan also received the Peace of Westphalia Prize for the unity and peace. He definitely was one of the biggest diplomats Africa has ever had. He died in 2018 in Switzerland. What do you think of Kofi Annan as a diplomat? What are your thoughts on him? Please share with me in the comment section below.